All right, Todd, why don't you just tell us a little bit about yourself?
So my name is Todd Johnsgard. I come from San Diego, California in the United States. I work there in a company that produces cell phone chips and software for mobile phones.
Okay. All right. And what brought you to Anastasia itself?
I did a lot of research on the web, and Anastasia came up as the one that was the most reputable. It was getting the most stars for reviews, good reputation.
Okay. All right. And what made you decide to go on this particular tour?
It was the cities I wanted to see. It worked out well with, I had a lot of vacation at work, so it worked out well to use up some of that vacation on that side of things. And I looked at the tours coming up, and they weren't hitting, like Odessa was the city I really wanted to hit.
Okay.
And I know that some of the ones, when you come to Odessa later, they don't come till fall or something.
Okay. All right. And are you looking for a serious relationship, or are you just having fun, or?
I'm definitely looking for a serious relationship.
Okay. And what is your impression of the tour so far?
I've been absolutely, pleased with the tour. Everybody has been so professional. I mean, we've had a nice bus drivers, great tours, from being picked up at the airport, yourself, and kind of, meeting and kind of getting things going. Olga, Dasha, I mean, they're like incredible, pulling out all the stops to try to make dates happen. Hotel staff, very friendly.
Okay. And so, is it your first visit to Ukraine?
Yes, first time I've ever been to Ukraine at all.
Oh, okay. And then why Ukraine over different places you could have gone in the world?
So I chose the Ukraine because I believe that they hold the values in strong family values and ties that are very, very important to me. And that some other cultures, especially American cultures, that gets diluted, and it's into financial, into into themselves.
Right.
So as I have been to China for business, and with that, and then I also found, honestly, the Ukrainian women to be very attractive.
Sure. Oh, yes, I agree with you. What is your impression of Odessa as a city?
The tours really opened up my eyes because, we come in, it's late, we do dinner, we go to 3 straight socials that are kind of day and night in the sense of preparation and what you're doing beforehand and afterwards. So I've felt that in that sense, I've loved the history. I went on all 3 tours. I loved all the tours to really get to see the city. So it wasn't just about having some dates, meeting some women. You could take the women on the tours with you as well. Pretty clean city. Seems like I've felt safe in the city.
Okay. All right. And what did you think about the atmosphere at the socials and the pub? And maybe some comments about the ladies.
Good. Let's see. Definitely the Odessa women were more aggressive, kind of coming up to you. The Nikolaev women were a bit more reserved and kind of stuck to themselves a little bit.
Mm-hmm. And you think about the numbers of girls and the beauty of girls. What was your impression of that?
I thought there was a huge, which I think is a good thing based on not knowing exactly what the men want, that there's a giant population and that the beauty, the age range, all those things, there's such a wide range. You're bound to find people that meet your criteria.
Okay, good. So, have you met any one particular lady that's special to you?
Well, there's one lady that's real special that just flew back in today from a modeling shoot in Greece. And we're trying to sort of patch stuff up and get together and do things like that.
Okay.
So she's the one I'm hoping, I've got the most hope out there for.
Right. Okay. So you, how did you two actually meet?
Chat rooms.
Chat rooms. Okay.
Yes.
All right. All right. And then so you have immediate plans to try to meet with her while you're here. And
Yes. So my thing will be is after this interview is go over and try to put down Thursday, Friday, anytime I can to see her.
Okay. Wonderful. What did you think about this particular hotel and its location in the city and so forth?
The hotel's amazing. The staff is very friendly, you know, speaking English, cordial when you come in the door, when you leave, saying, you know, hello, goodbye, in that sense. And it's just, I think because it's fairly new and the amenities and the rooms are very nice, decorated. It took a while originally to kind of get unpacked and settled in, but once you did and figured out kind of all the little idiosyncrasies of the room, it's, you know, beyond my expectations.
Oh, good. And what did you think about the transportation we had, like the bus tours and things like that? Was it
I think,
quality?
yeah, from the very start of being picked up at the bus at the airport to the bus tours going to the socials, the bus tours going to the tours, you guys, you get a top-notch bus. It's not a rundown little bus that just crams a few of us in and we have really bad shocks and a miserable ride through the bumpy roads.
So the buses that we have are good then? So
Yes, I think they are. They're, if you look at American quality, upper class, kind of better than much better than a gray. It's like a private chartered bus in America. That same class.
Right. Think about the Anastasia staff that we have for you here.
I think that starting out with Daria and Olga, they've been amazing. They go head over heels backwards to fit you in to, if you come up with a schedule, even if it's late and it's last minute, they're looking for, can the girl come? How do we find an interpreter? Putting that person together. The meeting Monday with Yaroslav, I thought he was very sincere. And yeah, we spent 2.5 hours with him, but I really believe that he was sincere in wanting to hear from us, get improvements on the website, get improvements on the women, the socials, the tours. And I sincerely hope and believe that he'll take some of those changes to heart, and we'll see those rolled out in the next, hopefully in 2013.
Okay, all right. And any comments on how we might improve the tour?
I know one thing that might be interesting is it might have been interesting to have a night in Nikolaev. I know about half the people stayed there, and so that might have been an interesting thing to do. I know it kind of complicates things because then maybe there's people that come back. You have to push the tours back a day, and then there's one less day of things here. But I know I met a woman there, and to go see her or drive her out here, one thing is to see her. They're basically saying, well, it's kind of risky for an American to go in a cab all the way there.
Right.
So you're better off kind of getting them to come here but it's still a full day excursion.
Okay.
Um,
Well, would you like to come back again to Ukraine?
oh yes, definitely.
Yeah.
I definitely would love to come back. I mean, even though the weather's, I mean, we're in winter and we've seen a little bit of snow and sleet and rain and stuff like that and chilly and stuff like that, it hasn't been bad, but it definitely, seeing some of the other seasons and cementing up a relationship is definitely, you know, sort of on the books.
Okay. All right. And the last thing is just, let's say there's a guy sitting out there on the fence on his computer and so forth, and just look in the camera and just tell him what he should do. Should he come on the tour? Should he not? What advice would you give someone that's on the fence?
I would definitely say you've got to do the tour. You can only get so much done with the letter writing, the chatting. I mean, I've done one live phone call, but to meet the people in person, and it's a little bit superficial at the socials, but when you get them in on a one-on-one occasion, you really get a chance to know them for a long time, get to ask them a lot of questions, get to things that just would get lost and be in between the letters, in between the lines.
Sure. Okay. Well, great. Well, I appreciate your time.
I appreciate.
Okay.
Okay, Tom.
Thank you.
Appreciate.